Welcome back, everyone. This is Clear the Deck. Well, Pirates immediately went back into their winning ways Thursday night with a 7-4 win in the rubber match in D.C. against the Nationals. Win goes to lefty Pirates starter Martin Perez, his first of the year. Josiah Gray gets knocked around again. He's now 0-2 with the loss for the Nationals. And David Bednar, the fifth Pirate to get his first save of the 2024 season. Pirates were impressive. Improved to 6-1 on the season. They remain first in the NL Central. I can very, very much get used to saying that all year. Nationals fall to 2-4. Today's episode, I want to dive into some key takeaways from this Game 7. Ultimately, the series winner against the Nationals, their second series win of the season. Want to take a deep dive into kind of how effective the Pirates offense has really been against each of the first 7 starting pitchers they've faced this year. Also going to hear from our new Southside correspondent, Jake Butler, about his thoughts on how the team is performing so far, and then preview the home opener against the Baltimore Orioles. When I look at this game, I think a few things. One, the Pirates offense, really effective again. 11 hits, 7 walks. Immediately get out to a 4-run first inning. Connor Joe stays hot. He hits a bomb in the 5th inning against reliever Derek Law. A hanging 80-mile-an-hour curveball left up in the zone. We saw another 3-hit game from Michael A. Taylor. How about that signing? All off-season. Was really hoping the Pirates would sign him. They did late in the spring, and just brings not only a lot of legitimacy that we've talked about with his defense in center field, a previous Gold Glove winner, but how about this? In the first 7 games of the season, leads the team in hits. He's now 12 for 25, a .480 average. He's a career .240 hitter. So in the first 7 games of the season, he's doubling his career average. Will that stay up to that number? No, but really encouraging from him. Coming up with hits in clutch situations. Other than him, we saw 2 hits apiece from O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Rowdy Tellez. And if we just even dive a little bit into season stats, really exciting to see just how well Brian Reynolds and Connor Joe have been doing. Reynolds and Joe both have 4 doubles this earlier in the year, and Reynolds also leads the team with 9 RBIs. Martin Perez, the other topic of conversation here, the lefty starter for the Pirates, 6 2/3 innings, only gives up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, but 6 strikeouts. That's a number you'd like to see from him. Historically, not a big strikeout guy, but I think when Martin Perez is dealing, we saw 8 swings and misses. He's now 1-0, a .245 ERA in his first 2 starts of the year. The offense is just, performing really well, and I'm excited to be able to see that in PNC Park this weekend. But before we get to that, I want to just talk about, a reflection that we've had so far in this young season. Pirates are just really, really patient at the plate. If we take a look at the first 7 starters the Pirates have faced, making pitchers get to their top pitch count really early. Jesus Luzardo, the first game of the year, only 5 innings, 85 pitches. AJ Puck, second game of the year, 68 pitches in only 2 innings. Ryan Weathers, Game 3, 94 pitches in 4 innings. Trevor Rogers, 97 pitches in 5 innings. Mackenzie Gore, the first game of the National Series, 5 1/3 innings, 101 pitches. Even Trevor Williams, who was really effective Wednesday night, the Pirates' only loss of the year, 5 1/3 innings, 91 pitches before he exits. And then tonight, Thursday night against the Nationals in that rubber match where the Pirates take it, Josiah Gray, 96 pitches in 4 1/3 innings. Pirates had 11 hits and 7 walks tonight. Again, when you get close to that, I would say even 15 and above, but in a game, you especially get to, 18, 19, 20 times on base, you have a hard time losing that game, especially when you combine it with a pitching performance like Martin Perez had tonight. Overall, I think it's, really impressive to take the first, 6 of 7 games on the road, no matter the opponent, Obviously, we're probably going to see better opponents compared to the Marlins, who are now, I think, 0 for 8 on the year. And then the Nationals, who are, I don't think by any scouts or predictors, going to be close to any, playoff goals this year. It was nice to see how the Buccos responded after their first loss. Jumped out to an early lead. Perez gets the quality start. And outside of some, minor hiccups in the bullpen from Luis Ortiz, it was another solid outing by the bullpen overall, especially from Chapman and Bednar to, close it out near the end when it did get a little dicey. But want to take a little bit of a break here. This is now my 8th episode of the year. We've had, a 2024 preview to start the year and then 7 individual game recap episodes thus far. And I'll admit, there is a lot of optimism coming from me. I'm always going to be a homer. That's part of who I am, but I'm only one voice. I now want to take it to one of my best friends, Jake Butler, with some instant analysis on this team through the first 7 games of the season. Jake, take it away.
The Pirates are good.
Thanks so much, Jake. Really appreciate that. We'll be cutting to him numerous times this year. Really no one better out there to feel the pulse of the Pirates fans all over the world. Let's talk about opening day. The Baltimore Orioles, they're honestly the favorites for a lot of folks in the American League. They're going to come into this opening day with a 4-2 record. They've won 2 out of the 3 in each of their first 2 series against the Royals and the Angels. So similar to the Pirates, haven't really faced too tough a competition. Definitely the Royals are much better than the Angels, but both teams, probably we're not going to see in the postseason. So it'll be a test, I think, for both teams. But coming off a rest day for the Orioles, we'll see Adley Rutschman, one of their leaders on offense. He leads their team right now with 7 hits. Anthony Santander, he has 2 home runs and 8 RBIs early. And I think the Pirates actually get a little bit of a luck of the draw here for the series against the Orioles. They're going to miss Orioles ace Corbin Burns. I think that's always a good thing to see. But in this home opener matchup, we have Jared Jones versus Grayson Rodriguez. Grayson Rodriguez for the Orioles, he's a righty. In his first outing of the year against the Angels, pitched 6 innings, earned run, gave up 4 hits, 9 strikeouts, did give up a solo shot for that 1 earned run. He's a first-round pick for the Orioles back in 2018. He exceeded his rookie limits in that 2023 season last year. Overall, had 23 starts, a 7-4 record, 4.35 ERA, and 122 innings. He did have 129 strikeouts, so he's averaging a little bit more than a strikeout per inning. I think when you see him, his pitcher report, in his first game of the season, really fastball heavy. Pitched at 39 at times out of 84 pitches. So fastball is going to be his dominant pitch. He does have a changeup. He threw that second most in his first outing 23 times, 15 times a curveball, and 7 times a cutter. He's a pitcher that can get up to 99 miles an hour. So expect a lot of heat, coming from the right side from Grayson Rodriguez for the Orioles. I'm really excited to see this matchup. Jared Jones had an awesome debut in Miami, 10 strikeouts. What can't you already say that hasn't already been said about Jared Jones? He's the perfect starter for this home opener. He's going to have the hair flowing, maybe even have the chest out like he did in the first game. Although I will say a little bit different weather. Expecting the high later this afternoon against the Orioles to only really tick up to 40, 41, 42 degrees. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. But, he's going to have that bravado, that confidence from the mound as soon as he steps out there. Jim Leyland throwing out the first pitch. McCutchen, called for blackout tire by the sold-out crowd. I think PNC Park is going to be electric later this afternoon. 4:12 start time. How apropos for the 412 area code. They've done that for the past few years. I'll be there. This year I have my tickets on third base line, section 125. So right behind the third base section, kind of third base side right there. Pirates have a chance to make a huge statement, I think, later today against these Orioles. You win today, somehow take this series, and the boys, I think, will be buzzing. As always, if you're keeping count with me, you can't go 161 now if you don't win the 7th game of the year. Pirates will try to do just that today for the first time at PNC. I'll be watching, I'll be there, and you should too. Let's go Bucks.